Good evening and Spill Glimmers, and welcome to this first post-Worlds episode, and also this first post-Blackout episode. Last week finished a little early, a little bit abruptly, some would say. We're still facing some storms tonight, so hopefully we're able to go through.
I heard they were not that bad. Chances of power outage should be lower.
Yeah, no, it's more showers that we're having today. But yeah, we tried restarting the stream. A few times, and it was just blackout after blackout after blackout.
Yeah, no, it was unsafe for the gear and everything. So we just said we'll call it off for tonight.
We understand the message. We're no longer speaking French on stream.
Oh, never. That's French is banned from the stream.
So, Worlds happened.
Worlds, what a weekend!
Yeah, for better or worse.
Yeah, we will.
We'll do a full-on
we'll do a full
podcast style episode.
Yeah,
this
a
week
full
on it.
talking episode where we'll have to film this probably later this week.
Yeah. But just high level, how'd you enjoy the weekend?
I really loved the gameplay and everything. I have to admit I was very, very, very jealous of not being there. I was very happy for our guys, for Pat, for Pierre-Marc, even though their performance wasn't probably what they expected. I was super happy for them to be there and to represent us.
I mean, for what it's worth, Pierre-Marc made quite the comeback in the triple deck constructed rounds.
Yeah.
He finished 11th.
Yeah.
11th out of the best 28 in the world. Higher than Zan. Higher than a lot of those guys.
It's not too shabby. And that's the thing. I think they got punished a whole lot for their super sealed portion of the tournament. Which happens. That's kind of the nature of the thing too.
We'll talk to them about it when they're back. Obviously, they're still both
in Florida.
Away in Florida as we speak. But no, definitely sad about what happened there. I'm sure the experience is worth it. We've talked a little bit with the guys. They seem super happy regardless. I know Pat got to play against Frank Karsten and other TCG legends like that, which in itself
yeah,
it's hard to be mad.
And I can understand the feeling. I was saying exactly the same thing when I was in Anaheim. The experience of playing against really good players, playing a whole lot of Lorcana, being on location at Disney, having some days in the park and whatnot. It makes up for bad beats.
Yeah, but we had a little sealed, not sealed, super sealed. Homemade tournament locally was really fun. We even have some special prizing that totally unrigged. My son ended up winning. He's super proud.
Why would it be rigged? It's a legit tournament and he's legit very good. So.
Yeah. But it's more the pools were built by you.
Yeah, they were built by you, but they were generated by
a
computer. So
ironically, I think I was the one who ended up with the better card pool. I didn't finish first in the event, and I didn't even beat him for the match. So for what it's worth,
adding authenticity.
Exactly. But in the 3-deck constructed, some decks really jumped out. There was a lot of spice. And we figured tonight we would showcase some of them.
Yeah, there were some decks that really impressed us. Some of them that we knew about, some of them the one that I have with me, one of them that I have with me here that Pat was playing.
Yeah.
And we knew a bit ahead of time because he practiced it against us before leaving for Florida.
And I mean, for what it's worth, the deck, this deck specifically, has been around in the shadows since the beginning of the set, and late last set. Pretty much around the same time Pierre-Marc and Ellie came out with the blue-red item deck, but it hasn't really rose to fame before this weekend.
But it was to be expected, like you do the math on like you have to play all six in colors. Like you're gonna play super evidently like something that's very strong, like green steel or a steel song or anyway ember steel, maybe blue red, blurple, whatever. And your third combination might be a bit more outliersy.
Exactly. So let's look quickly at what we brought today and some of the, I'll say, nuances of those. There's one that's missing because we already had two Ember aggressive decks, but people who watched the finale have seen DKP's Ember Emerald.
Which is not Chernodogs.
No, like just Ember Emerald hyper aggro, and the team in which Sailor is had a very, very similar Ember Amethyst hyper aggro. They had basically figured out that just go all out, finish by turn 4. If you're against blue, you're gonna win. The end. On to the next game.
It's a great deck to be on the play with.
Yeah.
So.
And since they knew if they were going to be on the play or on the draw beforehand, they had that potential. We didn't include it tonight, mostly because we already had some Ember aggressive decks, but also because in the real world, it's probably the weakest set of decks in that once they're out of steam, they're just dead. Like, you're not going to get to that final lore. You're not gonna get there if you.
Yeah, those are decks that are really like I want to say because we wanted as a thing to say like these are ideas if you want to play something spicier for your set champs that are coming up and whatnot. But the thing is, also assume you're in the real world where people are gonna play steel decks, and you're gonna have a probably not so great matchup against them. So this is my my warning to everyone that tried these decks.
So what did you bring?
I brought. I'm gonna sound like the biggest Zach Bivens fanboy right now. I have two of the decks that Zach Bivens brought to the table, which is his non-steel decks. I have Ruby Amber Hyper Aggro.
Yep.
Which was quietly something that worried people. Like the people were banning it quite proactively in the Swiss portion of the tournament, in the top 8 and everything. Like it, people were worried about it because it goes very, very fast. And also, I brought, like we said, the thing that was lurking in the shadows since last set. It's blue-green items.
Yeah.
Very combo-ish, very interesting deck, very mad science-y kind of.
It's a more explosive version. Like, having played it and against it, it's a more explosive version than the red-blue version. It is a lot more brittle to steal.
It also is, and it also brittle to anything discard based. Like it's brittle to steel, it's brittle to green also. Like we played that deck against, I think it was, I tested against Pat.
Yeah.
I was on green red actions, which is a discard deck in and out of itself, and managed to win against it. So,
yeah, no, it has its weaknesses, but it's definitely like a cool, different build of the deck.
Mm-hmm.
On my end, I have Ellie's Ember Sapphire deck, which is also an aggro deck, but one that have been popping up on like Dreamborn and stuff like that ever since the beginning of the set. A deck that plays some puppies and thunderbolts.
It's a puppies deck.
It's
isn't a puppies deck.
It's not a puppies deck. It runs 4 puppies.
It plays puppies.
Yeah.
It isn't a puppies deck.
There's like 4 copies of one single puppy, which is, I mean, it's nice because it's one of the promos for this set. If I can find it.
Patch?
Yeah, where's Patch? There he is. So, Patch Playful Pup, as well as Thunderbolt and Ludwig von Drake. So it's a deck that tries to have fun with Ludwig von Drake and Patch and gain like early disruption before just putting that big bodyguard in Thunderbolt to protect the board while you try to win. And I brought a deck from the champ. DKP won. I have my opinions on that.
For people that know me, they know I do too.
But he won. He won fair and square. He had really great lists for everything. Like, I'm not a fan of the person, his online persona and everything, but he's a great player.
All respects to the player.
And
All respects to the
the
player.
lists he brought were definitely well thought out. Like, his blue-red was what you can expect of blue-red. He did cut up the super goof.
Yep.
No super goof in his list.
Which
But
is,
his other two lists were
which is impressive
outlandish.
because he's always heralding the super goof. Like, and you know, blue red was his baby, right? So,
Yeah, but I think from what we saw, he was cutting the most aggressive matchup more often than not. So I don't think he needed the super goofs as much.
exactly.
But yeah, a deck that we said this is not a puppy deck.
And this,
I'm challenging that this is a brooms deck.
It is.
And while a lot of people who play brooms deck disagree because they're like, oh, you're not running the tower, you're only running 8 brooms. You're running 8 brooms and a Yensid. That's the core of a brooms deck. It's not an all-in brooms strategy, but he brought a brooms deck to World and won with it. Which kind of makes me like giddy in a way to see like Jensen winning the world championship.
yeah, that's. I mean, that's great. Like that. This is probably a testament of how great a player he is.
Yeah.
Like he brought, like you said, very well thought of lists. It was very good to see him play, even though he made some mistakes here and there. Maybe the most blatant misplay of the weekend, forgetting that a Rhino has a resist 2 when
After reading the card,
after reading the card.
he picked up the card, looked at it, put it back down, and then played the fire the cannon before challenging. Luckily for him, he had the second fire the cannon.
Storm count 1.
Yeah, exactly. Still cost him the game. He still won the match.
Yeah.
So
Such is life.
yeah. But no, definitely a cool build. And to his credit, he knew most people would ban his blue-red. And I think he kind of wanted it that way. So he made a deck that on paper didn't seem that threatening for his steel deck. He was one of the few people who managed to play steel almost all weekend.
Because people wanted to ban his strong deck
Yeah.
in blue-red.
But he built something that, like, to me, that's one of the spiciest builds I've seen. And it's one I will be, curious to try out in the field to see how it performs against, like, a real Amber Steel, a real Blue-Red. But it's definitely, I feel the most disruptive thing that has been brought this weekend.
Yep. So
He just played too fast. Yeah. I mean, both players, that finale was over in the blink of an eye.
oh yeah. Like I was playing a tournament myself on Sunday, and like in between my games, they played. I think there are 5 games while I played 3.
They did 5 games in 40 minutes.
Yeah, that's it. Like I played my best of 3 while they played their best of 5.
Yeah.
Like, and I had my cell phone just like facing, and I was commenting to friends that were still there at the tournament, like, oh, Ed won first one, DKP won second, Ed won third. Like,
It was that fast. But all right, so no betting this week because we're just trying stuff out. But let's see what we're gonna play.
let's see.
So I'm gonna put this here. Give me that. Let's shuffle up.
Hiya!
Well, I'm losing that one.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll
what
see.
happens.
Give me back my second coin.
All right. So this one.
No, we'll see. First time playing these lists. I have some experience with blue-green items, obviously, but the rest of it we'll discover it as we play. By the way, in the description of the video, there's a Google Doc with the lists to all the decks that were brought to Worlds. We felt it was more useful than just those decks There's some really interesting Ember Steel lists in there. Some really cool Ruby Sapphire.
Namely, like Ed's Ember Steel list.
Yeah.
I think it's great. Like, it's a Steel Song list. It plays. It's super clean. It's 15 4-offs.
Yeah.
15 4-offs. Loved his list. Loved his list.
What are the number in the last column? I'm not the one who built those lists, but if I remember correctly, it's the amount of each deck that were brought. If you're talking about the ink combinations on the far right, it's the amount of decks that were brought, like of each pairing that were brought to the Worlds.
Even or odd?
Yeah, even. Hey, look at that.
All right.
Best of luck.
Good luck to you, sir.
This. Let's go with that. I'll return 3.
Go back for 4.
Okay. We'll see if I'm able to make the DKP magic happen.
You need the gloves.
For anyone curious who did see the glove memes, DKP has a skin condition.
Yep.
And was wearing some like head
Blue.
cream, and he was wearing basically chirurgical gloves to prevent any damage to his cards or his opponent's cards. Did still seem a bit memey on camera, but like we understand it's.
Nah, it's
I don't think it was anything nefarious on his hand or just like.
no. He wore more outrageous things, such as like hats and
Yeah.
outfits to tournaments.
So, let's start us off. Diablo into Magic Broom. Pass.
Sure. Just inking a Fishbone Quill and passing the turn.
Got it. Draw. Here it's going to be a Smee
Yinsid?
for a Yensid. Drawing a card.
Yep.
And questing for 1.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Okay. Another Quill. And Oswald, the Lucky Rabbit.
You got it.
Go ahead.
Draw. I feel like I'm gonna be disrupted here for a second, but I still feel it might be worth doing so. Gonna ink a go to strength the Oswald.
Sure.
And quest for 2.
Right.
Go ahead. If I remember correctly, there's no, well, it's blue-green. There's no rush in there.
There is not. Sir Hiss. Deploying the third Quill I had in hand.
Woo!
Because that's how it works. I'm gonna quill this thing here. Do I want to do anything else? As of now, I don't. Go ahead.
All right. For anyone saying, "Oh, this is not a brooms deck," yada yada yada. I'm gonna play a Magic Broom Aerial Cleaner and a Smee.
Sure.
And quest for 4 here. Go ahead.
All right. Draw. Quill this.
Hey, Camille. How you doing? I'll have to talk to you, actually. I'm glad you're here. I'll have questions.
I hate doing that. Oh. Getting that.
Sure. Circus and Bell.
Go ahead.
All right. So that's 8 power on the board. We're doing good. We're doing good. A little sad about who won the World Championship, but you know.
It's only character based,
Yeah.
not player based. Like I said, we're super respectful of the skills of the player. He is definitely one of the players that puts on the most effort in his craft. And
like just a parenthesis, because it's really interesting to me how you can tell 2 different stories from looking at DKP's parkour. Like, to some, he's this guy who battled throughout the whole world to finally get his invite, be able to go to the World Championships and won in. And to others, he's the only guy who had enough cash to travel the whole world to play Lorcana. Like,
it's very debatable.
It's very debatable. Regardless of it, still very proud of his achievement. I'm sure he is as well. I'm going to redeploy the broom.
Yep.
I'm going to quest for 3. Then I'm going to bring out this... Oh. Quest with the broom.
Yeah. Judge.
Bring out the Smeep on the broom. Draw a card.
Yeah.
So what here?
Does go pretty fast.
What here? Gonna quest for 2 with the Smee here.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to send your kit into it, be my guest. And yep, that's gonna be it. It's gonna be 1 here. You do have your 8 for Under the Sea if that's what you choose to do, but then my Smee stays alive. Go ahead.
Actually, both your Smees would stay alive. Alright. Okay.
Yeah, same. Would have loved to see Ellie or like one of the guys, or like there were guys from Belgium and everything. It was
also Ed. Ed had a stellar weekend. Like,
oh, for sure.
Like he was putting up a clinic.
I don't think he lost a game before facing DKP.
He was like just undefeated on the day. Challenge here.
Sure.
Challenge here.
All right.
So get the 4. Showing you this.
You got it. That is a workshop.
Go ahead.
All right. One game in round 2. Okay, so 1 game in round 2 that he lost. There's worse rounds in the world. Questing for 2 here with Smee.
Yep.
Removing the bell.
Yep.
I'm gonna mim the Smee, play the Smee.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Play a workshop.
Yes.
Play a hiss.
You got it.
Go ahead.
Draw. Interesting conundrum here. Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be. Plusieurs dents que le feu des volcans.
Don't speak French.
The sorry, the stream. The strength of a raging fire. We're going to quest for 3 here.
Yep. 18. Goat.
No. Library.
That's good.
Enemy. So a lot for you to answer here.
Yeah. Way too much.
Go ahead.
Damage on the Smee.
I mean, I really love the way they did the top 8 matches that we got to see. Every single match day 2 was a lot of fun because all of those matches to me were really interesting to watch.
No, like it was some really good Lorcana being played over there. Like it was very interesting. People had really interesting choices of decks, of cards in their decks. Like
Yeah.
Ed had a fora of the new Namari in his Steel Song. Love that. Love that.
I'm kind of happy for that he didn't win because I'm still missing some and like
I'm missing 3 of them.
I still don't get why that card is that expensive when no one plays it.
I think it's early speculation for
for rotation.
rotation. I think it's gonna be like the thing that replaces Robin and Beast and whatever, depending on what they reprint. But
So from our testing, because we tested with Patrick, who was bringing blue-green items to Worlds. From his testing, he told us that it's very weak to steel in general, and from what we saw, it's also somewhat weak to, hyper aggro, just like any other blue item deck, and a little bit to some green strategies, like this card.
yeah, like not being able, because if you get your engine going, this card is not gonna be that threatening to you. But if they start to make you discard before you get the engine going with the workshop, then you're in a bit of a pickle.
And to be fair, when I was playing, like not with Pad, but on online for with or against this, the deck almost lives or dies on Oswald.
Yes.
If you get your Oswald removed on turn 2 when you play it,
You saw what happened.
like we did there, it cuts so much steam because then you spend turn 2 not ramping, not doing anything, and just waiting. But if you get to deploy like 2 Oswalds and then inking twice a turn, the deck is just nuts. So it's a lot more explosive deck, basically.
3.
Sure. I still think this might be good. Like that? Maybe this? I don't think I need this. Let me do my best DKP show the cards. Kidding.
And like the announcers were teasing him on that. We have hand spotters.
We have head cams. We're fine. The guy's a great showman. I'll give him that. We'll as we said, we'll have our proper conversation for that. But after some analysis of what irks me of the guy, I think my main conclusion is that he's basically Gaston, and that's what that's what gets me. The guy is really good. He has a lot of people who like him in the community. He has his own claim to fame, but he is so self-centered, needing his attention, needing his mirror all the time, that to me, that's what irks me, because Gaston is not really the good guy in Beauty and the Beast.
He's not like the most... I think he's an interesting bad guy, not being super evil.
No, exactly.
Mastermind of evil, monster, whatever.
Yeah, no, he's just
a guy
a bit too full of himself who wants to show off how great he is.
So the thing is, like, the song doesn't flow as well. Like, no one does it. Like, DKP, like, you lose the rhythm.
But no, great player. Not a fan of the online attitude he has, but that's personal preferences.
That's us.
Yes.
That's just us.
Popsicle.
Go ahead.
The casters were good.
Casters were great.
To be fair, Baker is always amazing, and he riffed off Liam and
JDZ.
JDZ, yeah, like.
Him and JDZ were like a breeze to listen to together.
But to be, I think the most hilarious thing, and they only did it once in the weekend. I think they started the weekend by putting Baker and Rebecca one next to each other.
The height difference was so real.
It was like the poor cameraman who had to shoot this. That's not what you like to do in videos. All right, so let's get to it, shall we? Broom into turnabout, pass the turn.
Sure. Sir Hiss into this.
Yeah, Ruby Amethyst. It's a good old reliable. Just make sure you're able to deal with the various really aggressive strategies out there. There's a lot of them.
If anything, if the Flaversham ban gave us anything last season, is like a wide meta.
Yep. Quest for one with Turnabout.
You got it.
And bring out a Spee.
Sure.
Go ahead. I mean, you've all like it's already better than last game. You have your coil out. You're getting your Oswald out. Triggering it. The communicator to be able to bounce something.
Am I doing it? That's the thing.
That's the question.
I think I might, to be fair. Yeah.
Sure.
Have to stem the bleeding a bit. Actually, I put this. I could have.
You could have.
I could have bounced this me. Do you mind if I just?
I don't.
Like we're doing this way, just like I triggered this.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Still learning the decks.
Yeah.
You didn't call the judge earlier when I did the broom thing, so I'll allow it.
For this once.
Exactly.
But that's the thing. Like it's the kind of mistake you make once. I speak for myself. Like I'm gonna make the mistake once. In general, in the tournament, I'm just gonna say I'm gonna take it upon myself. I'm not gonna ask for a take back, except if my opponent really like insists upon it.
And here is the biggest mistake I've made every time I play against this deck. Oh, thanks. So, just to walk our friends here, it's really easy when you're looking at this unthreatening board and you have a 3-drop and a Strength of a Raging Fire in hand to be like, okay, I'm going to take a turn to develop my 3-drop, and the next turn I'm going to be able for free to remove that Oswald and be fine. Yeah, no, that turn, like if I leave him the turn right now, chances are he's playing 4 items. Because he's probably going to ink, that's going to reveal something or potentially reveal something, then play a coil, ink something else, trigger again, that's if he's not playing an Oswald in between. So I really just need to remove that Oswald this turn, which still sucks because it's taking a turn off. But it's a really snowbally deck.
And this is discipline. Like, you have to learn your matchups and to be disciplined about it. You don't want to try and high roll. You don't want to try and high roll and like, oh, it's going to be fine.
Every time I've said against Pat in training, like, oh, it's going to be fine. No, it's never fine.
Go ahead.
It never is. But see here, like, if you had something to ink, for example, you could have just...
like, played that inked into, like, the Maurice Workshop.
Yeah. Broom. Oops. Library follower.
Yep.
Quest for one. Go ahead.
Choices.
It's really easy to be greedy against the rabbit, to be fair.
Choices here.
He's so unassuming. He's just a 2-1 guy. What are you going to do? While you do that, I have something I need to ask Camille, but for that I need to find the name of the place. So if you'll give me 1 second
No problem.
while I pull that off.
No, it's gonna be fine. I'm just gonna take a turn while you do this.
No, go ahead.
So I'm just gonna ink my Fishbone Quill, play Morik's Workshop, triggering the first one,
Yep, drawing a card.
drawing a card,
So your engine is basically online for drawing cards.
and I'm gonna tap these 4.
For Scrooge,
Scrooge.
you got it. So, Camille, do you know of either Magic Stronghold or Connections?
I know Magic Stronghold.
You do?
Yes, it's like one of the biggest Magic stores in Canada.
Well, it's the most central store in Vancouver, and we recently decided that somewhere this year we're gonna go to Vancouver, and we might be in set championship season. If not, we're probably gonna try to go do league because we're there for a week. So I'm looking at my options close-ish to where I'm gonna be. Incaster?
Incaster.
You got it.
Go ahead.
Is it where you go play league? By any chance? Yeah, Drew's not coming, but I'll definitely be there with the family, so I'll be happy to drop by and make sure this happens. Sorry, lore for library.
Yep.
Send the Chernobog to the library, quest sack,
Yep.
draw 2. Okay. I mean, might as well. Quest sack. Draw 2. Full grip is always fun. Then. That's interesting. So is it this? I need this. It's going to be a giant cobra here.
Yep.
Into a giant cobra, discarding a Smee for 2 lore.
Yep.
Go ahead.
You want 5 ink.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you don't play there, but you attend set champs. Where do you play your actual league? Well, I'll manage to send you my email to arrange the details. That's not stuff I wanna
Have in the open live chat. Just like write to us on our Inspill Glimmer or
inspillglimmers@gmail.com.
we have a Facebook page also. Facebook
Well, it's not really
active,
used.
but it's
But we do have Inspill Glimmers on Blue Sky. If you're there, find a way to write to me. We'll arrange the details for that.
Incaster.
Yes.
Draw a card of the Incaster. Trigger the first.
Workshop.
Trigger the second workshop.
You got it.
Okay.
Tiny store called Casual Games. Oh, League on Saturday might actually work.
There's Scrooge.
That's a lot of ducks.
Duck, goose, whiffing.
Ooh,
All right.
not really what you want with your ducks.
Nope. I'm gonna ink this emerald coil here.
Yes.
Whatever trigger here. Bonk the library with the Scrooge. Sack this to play a bell.
Yep.
And pass turn to you.
All right. Draw a card. I have interesting options here. Gain a lore from the library.
You got it. I'm on 5 ink here.
So this, and this. That's that. What do you think will happen to sealed items from 2, 3, 4 after the rotations?
It's with announcements. We're gonna address this probably in our more podcasty episode, but they have announced that 1 in 3 DLCs are gonna be Infinity format. So I think there's gonna be a slight dip in them, but if people are still playing the format and they still want to keep it relevant, it's still gonna products are still gonna be available somewhat.
Manageable, yeah.
And the price will not dip. Probably some of the single prices.
They also announced they're not reprinting Enchanteds.
Yes.
So, say Robin Hood is still playable, the Enchanted Robin Hood is still only in box 3, the Enchanted Diablo is still only in box 4. Here it's going to be a Yen said to draw a card.
Yep.
This is a broom deck.
It is your utmost pleasure to repeat that it's a brooms deck.
This is a brooms deck. It absolutely is. I cannot do both, which kind of sucks, if I'm being honest. But it happens. I'm going to play a fox here.
Yep.
Then. I'm going to play a Diablo, not popping the broom.
Sure.
I'm going to strength your Scrooge here. And I'm going to send the broom and the cobra over to the library.
Okay.
Pass turn.
Draw.
I know locally we'll still be playing once a month Infinity at the shop where I run the store. I don't know how others are going to do it, but we're already planning for... I don't know yet which week it'll be, but we're planning for once a month Infinity, 3 times a month core. Because you can play your core deck in Infinity. That doesn't really matter to anything.
Trigger Workshop 1.
Yes.
Trigger Workshop 2.
You got it.
Ink and then caster trigger.
Yep.
-2.
Oh no!
This way.
Yep.
Lower again.
It's at 0. No, exactly. We want people to be able to enjoy both formats.
Challenge.
Yes. 3. Don't forget to take your 0.
0.
We want people to be able to enjoy whatever format they feel like playing, really.
Pop the quill for bell.
Yes.
Pass turn.
Doop. I'm not going to take a point for the library. It's no longer there. Huh. It's an interesting play that could be made. an interesting ruling to try to find the as well. To be fair, if I want to do that. You are inching closer to that magical number for Under the Sea. Although not without that Scrooge McDuck there. Okay, let's see if we can understand the bag together properly. Quest. Bounce the Yensid. Play the Yensid. Trigger Yensid. I have a broom. Draw a card. Trigger broom. Banish the broom. Draw a card. And if ever there was a more magical card to be found, I don't know what it would be. You're on 7 ink.
Yep.
All right. But I might need that reach. Jeez. Tough choices. No, in truth, I don't really need that reach. So it's going to be a crab. No, not true. A Pete in the ink to play a crab on the Diablo.
Yep.
Removing the bell.
Yep.
Drawing a card. I'll do like the pirates and Asterix. I'll sink my own ship so you can't do it yourself. And remove the
Scrooge
McDuck here. Go ahead.
All right.
Not much lore was gained on that date, but
That's fine. Okay.
Hiram once a month. Yeah, Dan, you got it. Hiram will be legal. I'm almost tempted to buy a foil playset before people start playing him again.
I'll trigger this once.
Yes.
Trigger twice.
Yes.
We're beginning to be at a point, like, a bit too close for comfort to the end game for me to think I still can turn the corner, but we'll see.
Ink here, I'm gonna trigger on the Madam Mim.
Yes.
Kit your Madam Mim.
That works.
So now I'm on 8. And that's gonna be it for now.
All right. Draw for turn. Let's play a Genie.
Genie.
Draw a card. Okay, that should help. Let's play a Pete.
Pete.
Ink a Chernabog.
Yep.
Doom. Goes for 2 here. Go ahead.
All right. Draw.
$30 each. They were still going for $30 each one month after ban. Then I don't want to play. I don't want to pay $30 for a foil Hiram. As much as I love the card.
Kit.
Thank you, good sir. Yeah, exactly. $30 is a Diablo right now. I'd much rather a third place out of Diablo. I need it. with so many decks built right now. So that's 14, 15, probably 16.
Minus on
Yes.
that, taking out for free. Trigger one workshop.
Yes.
Draw.
Oh, okay. I thought you said that a month later they were still $30. I was like, oh god. Yeah, like there's a few singles that are probably worth looking at before they announce the reprints, but we'll see. You won't have the one to pay the communicator.
No, that's not what I want to do. I want to see if I want to draw more.
Drawing is fun.
It is
I'll
fun.
give you that.
It is fun, but I don't think that this is going to be the name of the game. If I want to not lose, I'm going to pop this.
So that's
Rat Trap.
two lore. I knew it was Rat Trap. I just wasn't sure if it was one or two.
Go ahead.
All right. Here, draw a card. Ready to Merlin.
Yep.
He's just a little guy. Huh.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Quest for one.
Yes.
Play a broom.
Okay.
Play a snake. Popping the broom first.
Sure.
Draw a card.
Uh huh.
Bouncing the Pete.
Yep.
Yep. Play a Pete.
Yep.
A van. Inca crab. 9. Yeah, remove the bell.
Remove the bell.
Yes.
Where are you pumping? Something.
Pete, he's such big and strong and all of that. Pass the turn. Only one card in hand, which might be my saving grace, because with the Radigan Trap now in there, if you can find your Tamatoas, it's going to be...
Spiral.
Yeah.
Trigger once. Trigger twice.
Yes. Spiral. Sapphire Coil.
Coil. it's written spiral on there. What do you want me to say? Emerald Coil.
Yes.
Once.
Draw twice.
Twice. Actually, I just
Incaster? Sure.
Yeah, it's just like having variety and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, and if you bring it back with Tamatoa, it's a card draw in itself.
Uh,
Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine with them not reprinting Prince John. That's for
very
sure.
fine. Very fine with not reprinting Prince John. Like I played a whole lot of it, but I'm fine. It was enough. Go ahead.
Yeah, you had your dose.
Oh yeah. Even though it won me playing a tournament and
Let's go with Genie here.
Genie.
Or Genie. Let's go with
Pete, and Diablo.
Yep.
I mean, we can quest for 2, right? Threaten
Something.
something. Go ahead.
Okay.
Force you to have the crab. Although, by the amount of cards you've seen, if you don't have it, it's like nothing. Not that you can't remove anything, but that is very much lethal on board.
Let's start with.
Yeah, friends, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I think the supporting cards should be reprinted. I'll be really happy if the, like, defining cards aren't there.
I'm gonna play Maurice Workshop.
Sure.
Drawing once,
Yes,
drawing twice.
you got it. Third time? Good, because you couldn't. I just remembered.
I'm gonna play Lewis.
Yeah,
Doing this reckless.
you got it.
So at least taking you out of
Lethal range.
lethal range. Now what do I want to do with that?
There, once again, I'll do a little
DKP.
DKP shenanigans. Show you the wonderful hand that I have.
I'll ink this Tamatoa Happy as a Clam. I have 2 triggers here and 1 trigger here.
Yeah.
So
Do you want to make Louis evasive so my... Oh no, my genie could still crash into it. Damn. That wouldn't solve it.
so right now what I want to do is give it once to each.
1/1? Okay.
Yes.
I've seen that Hades, like, there's at least one build, I think, at Worlds that was playing Hades in Ruby Amethyst. The card feels so good in Limited. I haven't tried it in Constructed well, yet.
I'm gonna ink something else again on both. Take out the Mim, take out the
Repeat?
Pete.
Sure.
Could have given evasive to something else. Actually, I think I'm gonna have to give evasive to some stuff like these 2. So you cannot just challenge away with the Pete.
You got it.
Or actually, I want you to trade. So. No, whatever. That is right. That is correct. Pass turn.
All right. Let's see what we can do here. Draw. That is definitely a card I wanted to see. I'll remove your kit.
Yep. 2 damage on your genie.
You got it.
12 ink right here.
I'll buff the Diablo, remove the other kit. Draw a card.
Sure.
Play a goat, gain a lore, quest, gain a lore. Go ahead. For anyone not familiar with the matchup, keeping him out of 8 Singer for the Under the Sea is also one of the key things I'm trying to do in this matchup. Because he can shrink my board as much as he wants. And then if he has the 8 ink to sing Under the Sea, it's a lot more resource efficient than asking him to pay the full 8 here there. Scrooge.
We be Scroogin'.
Sure thing.
Okay. Find the popsicle.
Popsicle is one of the good cards in the deck.
Popsicle. Draw once for the popsicle.
3 workshop triggers.
First one. Second one. Third one. Okay. That is fine. 16. Gonna ink a popsicle.
Yeah.
These two are gonna get minus.
Got it.
I'm gonna play Under
Sea.
Sea.
So they're going at the bottom.
Yep.
You get to choose the order, I think. 1 lore from the goat.
In any order.
In any order? Yeah, so you get to choose the order.
This. I'm gonna go dead last.
Jeez, I wonder why.
And just questing with this
Yes.
Louis. 13 ink here. Go ahead. This is the longest game ever.
Especially when, like, I have what's supposed to be an aggro deck in hand. Okay. It's going to be a genie here. Draw a card. And then it's going to be a goat here for 18.
Okay.
Pass the turn. This is tense.
Draw.
And, like, credits to DKP that a list that's supposed to be, like, an aggro burn deck is able to keep in the game that long against, like, a deck like this that draws 1,000,000 cards.
Red trap.
You got it.
Trigger first. Trigger second. Yeah, whatever.
Trigger the turn.
Trigger the third one. Okay. Then I'm gonna pop the red trap on you.
16.
I'm gonna ink an Oswald,
Both
targeting
of them.
both of them.
Yep. Under the Sea again.
Under the Sea.
Going to 17.
Questing with both my guys.
Yes.
I have like a bajillion ink right now. 17 to be exact. Could have done this earlier. Like this thing. By the way, both my guys are evasive. Go ahead.
Oh, man.
The choice. The choice. It's killing me. But I think that's what it's gonna be? Question mark? So it's gonna be giant cobra discarding a snake for 2.
Do you have a goat?
I don't. I have a duck.
Oh, God, this is tense.
And now I don't have enough ink to do it all. So it's gonna be a SME. I think I have to be all or nothing or in like there if I want to stand a chance. Go ahead. And there you see what the rat traps are able to do. Like, I'm already basically at 23. And then at some point you're going to play Tamatoa, bring back those traps, play back those traps, bring me back down. This is probably, like, done at this point. Yeah, thanks, Ras. I didn't win it. My son did. It's not my playmat. It's borrowed. I wasn't worthy. Big Tamatoa.
Big Tammy. Bring back
A rat trap.
rat trap.
Play the rat trap.
Rat trap. Trying to think if I want to trigger any of the... Trigger only one of the
Workshops.
Draw. Shrink you down.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I gave my Tamato
Evasive.
evasive with the coil.
What did you ink? Nothing yet, right?
And Oswald.
Oh, and Oswald. Okay.
Don't know
I
which one.
didn't notice.
No, actually,
I don't think you've inked.
no. But I'm gonna.
No.
ink an-
Okay.
I'm gonna ink an Oswald here.
So shrink both my guys. Is what you said?
Shrink both your guys. Gave evasive to this one.
Sure.
Whatever, just so you can't crash into him. On 17, which is still lethal. Rat trap.
Yep.
Might as well trigger one of the Maurice workshops.
Pop the rat trap.
Pop the rat trap. So now I pray for you not having a bouncer or something. This point, I'm gonna ink this, shrink whatever, give evasive to Scrooge.
Yes. Quest.
Quest for 2. Go ahead. Am I dead?
Right. You are.
Okay, sure.
But I had a Fox in hand.
Sure,
So
sure.
I was gonna go 4 Fox, bring back the Cobra, play the Cobra, discard whatever I was drawing.
Yeah, sure. Used a lot of brain power.
Yeah.
And this is, full disclosure, a deck I was handling for the first time.
Yes.
Sorry for everyone watching and going into snooze mode.
No one went into snooze mode, I think.
Okay.
People really like the item deck, the reach, like to get to 20. You did 4, so I had to get to 28.
Yeah, well, because that's the thing. I was like, I had the Tammy, I had the dime, but
Not the
couldn't
critical massive items.
couldn't do it all in a turn. So that's why I was trying to just deal with your board, give myself the breathing room,
Yes.
and then do it. Maybe I should have gone for it, and I had the space, but I.
The next match is going to be a lot faster.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a swing, swing, bonk, bonk.
So for those of you who weren't there, we're playing the Spiciest. So we had DKP's Purple Steel against what's his name?
Zach Bivens.
Zach Bivens, Blue Green, and now you're playing Zach Bivens, Red Yellow, aggro versus Ellie's Ton Coiffeur, Yellow Blue aggro. So aggro matchup.
It's gonna be quick, fast.
That's gonna
short,
be
and
a
sweet.
lot faster for sure. Yeah, let's bring Donald 25 lore back against item decks. For real though, that 25 lore would be relevant against item decks, except for the fact that Donald's not ward. They'll just remove it before going to 20.
It is like the card is like quite aggressive with like questing for 3, I think.
Something like that.
It has. I don't remember the body. I have no idea what the body
That,
is.
that
anymore.
condition on something like a location would have been a lot harder for the item deck to to handle.
Yeah, 1000%. But then, would they try and play a hideaway or stuff like that? Like the deck
Oh
is
yeah,
so
there's solution. Well, in blue red you have space for a hideaway. In blue green you
not
rely
so
on your
much.
characters a lot much, so you don't have that breathing room. I feel. Did you even have the 6 cost Tama in there?
Yes, you saw me
Inked a few?
inking one, and I inked another one
Okay.
through a quill. Because I was really trying to bring stuff back, but I had to get to the mass of being able to hard cast Under the Sea, because my guys were not cutting it.
Yeah. If anything, that's probably like from seeing the people play it and having played it myself. That's against a somewhat aggressive matchup. That's the card you want because you want to recur those traps
Yeah.
back to hand, replay them, back to hand, replay them.
Yeah.
Sorry, without committing your big time at too much, whatever.
Even or odd.
Odd. I would have liked winning twice in a row.
Yeah, well, now it's even. It's 50-50. We can't say anything about that. Because, it was 50-50 all around in the last weeks.
Yeah, Tokwafa, what a nickname, right? He goes for under Barber in Dreamborn.
Really?
I'm pretty sure because the blue red items, the versions that was developed with Pierre Marc, was under like
Okay.
Barber with the little barbershop icon on Dreamborn. So either that or there's another Barber on Dreamborn who does like very high level decks.
I have no clue what that.
Heck yeah.
I have no clue what that deck does. So
I have a clue what that deck does. It's not what I'm doing right now.
I'm sending back 3. and
Let's send back 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what's in there beforehand. Oh, sure. Now you show up.
you send back something that you would have there was a
That would have
companion
paired
card.
with something. I had 2 of them. Send both of them back. Find 2 of the other one.
Such is the TCG life.
Yes. Or the was this deck really well shuffled before starting playing life?
I don't think so.
No, I mean either. Even though I did shuffle it, but is it ever shuffled enough?
No, it isn't. Okay. There you go. God, this hand is bad. Let's see how bad that hand is.
Let's go. Wow.
Aggro deck.
Draw. Aggro for sure, man. I'm not going to be able to erase that. I'm sorry. Sure, let's go with that.
Uh-huh.
Sven for Patch.
Uh-oh.
Playful Pup. He's Ward.
He's a ward. Okay. Cool.
He's a O2 Ward. When another puppy character in play, he gets +1.
Makes sense. So Goofy Super Goof, because I had 2 of those in my hand.
Nice.
Marigato.
I mean,
Go ahead.
there's worse cards than that to play.
Your turn.
Draw. That, on the other hand, is not one of the worst cards I could have gotten. It's going to be a Popsicle here for a Daisy and a second patch.
Oh.
Because, as I said, send back 2 Thunderbolts, draw 2 patches.
I think you're happier with the patches than the Thunderbolts, but
I mean, it's a good bodyguard, 3/7 and everything.
I understand
I
that.
would have liked one of each, but I'd rather have 2 patches than 2 Thunderbolts. That's for sure. And the Uninkable Party is all here. Now, quest for 2, then 1, or wait a turn and quest for 4. I think it's wait a turn and quest for 4. Go ahead.
Ink Piglet.
The Pooh Pirate Captain.
Another Marigal. And Lilo. Go ahead.
So I'm going to be on the defensive here. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'll Inky Duke Weaselton.
Yep.
Play a lady into an Anna.
We're just flexing at this point, like, look at my board. No, look at my board.
The funny thing here is you have a board of 3/4s and a Lilo, and if I quest with Daisy and you crash into it, you still lose 2 characters. So let's go ahead. Quest for 2. Go find your own Daisy. Oh, sorry. That's not me. That's you. Go ahead. A third Mothergothel. Look at that.
But
Judge, yeah, that is a judge call for sure. I mean, that's a fair play you can make. Refilling your hand and all.
I'm going to take out the Daisy by sacrificing 1 Marigal, not 2.
Put your damage here.
Yep. Go ahead.
Draw for turn. If that's how it's going to be.
Oh. So he's
He's bodyguard.
Yeah.
He's a 3/7 bodyguard now with 3 damage on it.
Sure.
Do I have another? Yes, I do have another hero. Well, 2 other heroes actually. So that's going to be 2. I should have quested with Patch first. Oh well. I'm going to quest for 5. Pass the turn.
So he's a bodyguard.
He is.
Bothersome. Very bothersome.
If I lose by 1 ink, it's not going to be as bad as DKP firing the cannon on a Rhino, but it's still going to be annoying. Hey, Minnie Mouse.
Many.
She's also a bodyguard.
Yep. Goofers.
Mm-hmm. Yo.
Yep. Okay. I gain 2.
Yep, you take 3 damage.
Yep. Let's just
Crash everything.
into the main man.
Sure.
Pass turn.
Doop, doop, doop. Whip. Draw. Lady into Piglet. And that's more heroes, so that's going to be another 5 quester here. Go ahead.
Okay.
I would have taken a Rapunzel last turn when he had like 3 damage on him. Okay.
How do I lose as little of my board as I can?
Challenging patch will help.
Yes, that is gonna happen. I just don't know in what order this is gonna happen. Okay, let's take out your lady with the Goofy and Game True Lore.
Sure thing. Although for as smudge as I can be, I have 3 inks, 1 card in hand. You basically have a full grip and 6 inks. Hey, look at that. Your own super board.
Go ahead.
Draw.
3. Yeah, but now you're requesting for 7. That's
I am. That's 19. No, you attacked with the daisy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yep.
And because ward is a wonderful keyword, Duke Weaselton. Your go.
Yeah.
This is why not having steel in the format is a bad idea.
I'm just gonna quest with that because I can.
Yeah.
And then, like, can take out the piglets. I can't even, like, take out...
Well, you can send both into something.
I
Or
could,
all 3 of them into
I could
Anna.
actually... Yeah, no, you're still getting the piglet. That's a problem.
I mean, as long as he's there.
No, it's just like game over
Yeah.
because of the ward.
Oh yeah, that's the right time for her to show up.
Oh yeah, super aggressive. Yeah, because I had to play catch up and I thought I had enough time, which I didn't.
When you developed your board, you mean, instead of trying to be aggressive, or
Yeah. Well, I
well,
was
not
trying
be
to
aggressive
deal,
would be like challenging.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
trying to deal with your guys.
Instead of racing.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll start the second one.
We'll see how it goes.
But I'm genuinely happy because I've, like, people who've been following my $20 decks know that I've been trying to make blue-yellow heroes work for, like, both sets, basically.
That's as close as it gets.
Yeah, like, same way that I was calling the broom, like, DKP's deck a broom deck. This is as close as I'm going to get to having a hero deck by having the Anna and a bunch of the little, like, hero characters to trigger her, and then the piglet in there. And I don't think the deck is that far from being viable. Like, depending on the meta you're facing, if you're in a somewhat controlling meta...
Not all pieces will survive rotation, but I think post-rotation is when we could see that kind of deck really shining.
Especially in set 9 specifically, where
Exactly.
the card pool is going to be smaller.
Yeah, like aggro decks are always better in smaller card pools. Like what the deck that DKP brought, the lemon lime super aggro. That's how we called it back in the day.
Yeah.
And it was a deck in set 1.
It was.
Remember, like
Yeah.
the first weeks. of
With,
the game.
Was it just in time? Like the Maui,
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
3 for 5?
If like you could play that if you wanted, but there was also like, well, you were trying to cheat out what?
The Cusco.
The Cusco.
Cusco is what you were trying to cheat out, like on turn 3.
We're also playing like a lot of really dubious stuff, like the genie,
The green genie that
the
bounced.
green genie that bounced. I think I saw some of the what's his name?
I just saw the worst card against your deck.
What's his name?
That, though, is actually legit good, I think.
Oh, the John Silver, the legendary John Silver from set 1.
So just for, like, because you're wondering why I started laughing, like, there's a lot of deck where that Ludwig von Drake is pretty good.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Against an all-character deck.
It is basically 60 characters.
Yes.
In here, so
So let's just say I'm not going to keep it in my opener.
that's fine. And that's the thing, like in these aggro matchups, the daisies, like we saw
They
this,
challenge a lot more than they...
and they give infinite gas. Like questing with them is an actual cost.
Yeah. Because you know your opponent's going to hit with it, and you know it's going to hit like an aggressive card that's going to help them win the race and card advantage.
Exactly.
All right. Best of luck.
Best of luck. Mini into the main woman herself, Daisy.
You got it.
You drew a Ludwig?
I drew a Ludwig.
Let's go.
Stupid professor. Bell into... I mean, I like the play. Let me
Cool.
return the favor.
Cool. Two. Wow! Wow!
And I whiffed.
Go ahead. Oh, this is a great game.
So punished. In this case, I don't want that. What the heck you want me to do with that?
Are you just gonna play the Ludwig no matter what?
The funny thing is, I might have to,
Yeah.
just to be able to sacrifice it next turn.
Try and ramp.
That's how sad it is. So let's see your hand. Jeez, I'm so surprised. So the Prince is an 05, right?
Yep.
That you can absolutely deploy, and so is Jim Deere. Not to be confounded with John of the same name. That's a green and yellow card
Yep.
for anyone
And-
at home.
And he has he's more animalistic than anything.
Yeah. I don't even think I wanted Quest at this point.
Not giving me the extra card.
Yeah, I'm tempted to just... I think I'm going to do that, actually. I'm going to challenge your Daisy.
Sure.
If you want to sacrifice a Gull, be my guest. If not, she's still going to be there. Go ahead.
Take these back. Quest.
Sure. Another popsicle. Let's go. Oh, no, it's a Rapunzel.
Well, Rapunzel. Rapunzel's not bad.
She isn't. What a surprise!
Go ahead.
Who would have thought? Draw for turn. I mean, let's put 1 and 2 different prints. Might as well. Yeah, Penny the Orphan in the ink.
Yep.
She's a decent orphan, but not what I'm looking for right now.
Not looking to adopt.
No. Lady into Piglet.
Yep.
Pass the turn. Go draw your 3 cards.
Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do.
Wow!
I know. It's never seen before play. Just don't know if I want to give you the ramp or not. Because this is just questing.
Yes. As it should.
I'm going to challenge with that. Yes.
Yes.
So now, at least Rapunzel draws you one. This is going to take care of it. But then what do I want to do with this? This is going to quest.
Show a zipper.
He's a ward.
2/2 ward quest for 2. And during my turn, when I put a card in an inkwell, another chosen character gains resist +1 until the start of your next turn.
Very good. Very interesting. Yeah, no, let's just
Quest?
quest and that will be it.
Sure. Draw for turn. So let's remove the prince.
Yep. No more
Right
bodyguarding.
here.
No more bodyguarding happening here.
Now, let's challenge Daisy.
Yep. Getting more value of that Rapunzel.
I mean, I kind of have to at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Ink, zipper, play Rapunzel, draw 2.
Uh-huh.
Now, I'm basically playing the odds that you don't have another Rapunzel in hand. If you do, I'm kind of effed. But I'll go crash in here to put him in my inkwell. Pass the turn.
Oh, that would have been good. Would have loved that, but not now. Not now. This does that. This does that. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna play Super Goof.
That's a good card in that spot.
I'm gonna gain 2 lore.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ink Lilo.
Shiny card.
Very shiny. Very pretty. Pretty. Remove your Daisy. And do I give you the extra card? Do I give you the extra card? Do I want to pull ahead?
I want to pull ahead. He says 11 to nothing with a wider, with a board twice as large.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Restoring the heart.
That Daisy has been like an MVP right now.
Oh, for sure, man.
Go ahead.
Can't wait to show you the hand. It's funny and sad at the same time, to be completely fair. Oh, come on. Come on.
Come on.
So that's 2, 4, 6 right now. So that's 19. If I tap anything, it's 20. So I need to remove stuff. That much is certain. Okay. So you don't know that of her, but Lady is actually an attack dog.
Really?
Yeah.
Show me.
She's gonna remove Daisy.
Okay.
Then, with the elf from her good friend Sven,
Oh, she's gonna do it again?
she's gonna remove Goofy.
Alright.
Lady, the wonderful attack dog. Not that it's gonna matter that much in the end. Some would say I've tried so hard, gone so far.
But in the end,
It didn't even matter. She goes into the ink, and I'm gonna hard play the Anna here.
yep.
I mean, Rapunzel hasn't done anything. Not that I want her to do anything, really. I mean, she can quest her too. I'll have to catch up to you someday. Go ahead. Rapunzel, the not attack dog.
Put a piglet in here, just like putting 3
Yeah.
damage in there.
Play Rapunzel. Oh, no way, LeFou. That works. And then a Rapunzel. Oh, no, then 2 Simbas. I mean,
Show me your grab your sword.
that's what I was about to say. So, attack Rapunzel with Sven, grab your sword. Sounds like the best play to me. Now it's going to be Lady into Weaselton, then Alice. I mean, remove the Gothel. Here, take 3 damage. Quest for 2, give you the game.
Alright.
I'll start the 3rd one. So I was stuck since the beginning of the game with 2 Alice in my hand. And if there's a card you don't want in that specific matchup,
No, because like, okay, you're giving ward, but like we're never gonna target it with anything. Like,
and she's a 1/4 when I have to challenge your 0/5s and your like 1/5s and 3/4 without damage on them.
it's like it's such a slugfest. Everything has huge butts, not big faces.
Game, not match.
Yeah, this is not the most interactive and riveting matchup. Well, it is.
It is, like-
it's kind of a like it's a race. Like it's a NASCAR race.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see how these decks can fare, like trying to pull ahead, how they do so, what they do once they're ahead. Like we saw earlier, you have your 0/8 Minnie Mouse in there. If you're ahead and you put that card down, she's a mess to remove without.
Like, because that's the thing. As if you don't have a clean way to deal with her with like 1 or 2 characters, she's just gonna get huge. And like I'm gonna start smacking stuff, and then you get to like ready it with the LeFou and like make her bigger and like
Yeah, no, it's one of the things I really loved about the 3-deck constructed format is that we got to see some of those strategies really shine. And in this case, will this be the play? That's kind of wild.
I'm going for 1.
Okay. I'm going for 3 here. 1, 2. Let me do the little DKP thing. At least it's not a Ludwig. At least it's not a Ludwig.
That would have
Yeah,
been
Red Ember is funny for sure. Like that's a cool deck. It's not Mufasa, it's not like it's very unique from anything we'd seen before Worlds. And I'll be curious to see like if people actually adopt some of the Worlds deck for their set champs, given how different it's going to be from
and I'm gonna give more insight about this in our video about Worlds. But the gist of it is like practice it and think long and hard what your local meta looks like, because it's cool to bring a cute deck and like something new and something fresh. But remember that some people are just gonna bring like super good decks.
Yes.
Also, like Steel Song
Popsicle.
is yeah. Uh-oh.
Bell.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead. I have not won the Nobel Prize today.
Jim Deere? Moana?
Yes.
Go ahead.
She cannot challenge unless you have a piglet.
Exactly.
It's pretty much what it says on the card. Okay. I'm making you a promise here.
Yep.
Gonna ing this card. Right here. And that next card here is a patch.
Okay. Sure.
Penny the Orphan, go ahead.
Yeah. So while you have a hero, she gains ward.
Yes.
So
Yeah, the gist of the deck is really much like heroes and ward.
That's fine. That's fine.
I told you it's a hero deck. They made the $20 deck work. I mean, DKP won with a $60 deck, so.
Simba. I'll go first for one here and pass turn.
Draw a card. Oh, hey, look who it is. Have I ever talked to you about my good friend Penny the Orphan? She can challenge Moana
Sure.
and come back right as new the turn after.
Okay.
Quest for one with Bell. Go ahead. She's a clever child, though. Maybe she's born with it. This card, Steel Song Rhino, Turn of Dogs. I mean, and even just the blue, like,
Rapunzel.
the top end control in metas where it's not as aggressive are gonna be, like,
3.
interesting. Yeah, sure.
LeFou.
That works.
Leela.
Uh-huh.
Go ahead.
Draw. Do I want this more than I want that? I don't know. It's a good question. One certainly worth asking.
Okay.
Gonna give myself more ward in case I didn't have enough. Quest for one here. Go ahead.
Draw. Pipo, super Pipo.
Mm-hmm. Quest for 5,
5.
which is a awful lot. Speaking of,
This is the big girl. Going to 10 here.
yeah.
Go ahead.
All right. It's a raise then. If that's what you want, that's what you shall get. Or something. So 2, lady, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
You're going to 10 too.
And going to, oh God, that's a hard call here, but I think it's the right one? Question mark? Put an Anna on the board. Pass the
Sure.
turn.
I have to think about this one. Okay. Remove the lady.
Sure thing.
Plus for 1.
Mm-hmm.
Plus for 3. Remove ping.
Okay. Yeah, that.
Go ahead.
You had to think about that.
I was doing
you
the
know, you
math.
could have just quested with everything, and there's nothing in that deck that could solve Mini, and you were going to 16 and just winning.
But you were doing.
you only had to remove like
the lady.
The lady, yeah.
I'm not an aggro player, so I have to do the math.
Apparently, you're not, because the best I could do was this, and like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, go to 16.
Yeah, and then-
GG. Yeah. You had to think about putting 6 more lore with a winning board.
There was
and a
this also.
bodyguard.
There was this also. I wanted to know if I was cute with it or not.
Oh, Judge, slow play.
By no means was that slow play. It was completely a rational time of thinking.
Yeah, just for the sake of it, though. Which parts of your board don't die to a grab your sword? I mean, the Gutha, once you've healed it,
My bodyguards, my Daisy, this guy, this.
yeah, okay, you have a few.
Yeah, there are a few.
Yeah, I mean, obviously her. Although she, 3 onto the 0 plus a Zeus
So it's
is probably the cleanest way of solving her.
yeah, and this is probably all the copies of things that are
Yeah,
not
yeah.
dying to grab. This needs this, but another thing, like the gull is only there to wear 3 damage, probably challenge
Oh,
something.
she's there for that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Cause well, she also heals your bodyguards, which is
oh, yeah.
great. Like, because those who have like really big butts, they're probably not gonna be taken care of in like one fell swoop.
And before we leave, I have to say, we talked about the spicy stuff. We mentioned Mo's Steel Song list. And I had a moment of thought for you because he's playing 4 Sonic Warriors in there.
Ed too was on 4 Sonic Warriors.
Yeah. Like, how... You always clamored for Sonic Warrior from day one.
Well, I mean, I can like full disclosure. This is my deck from this weekend at the winner case. So here I can show you there was. Sorry, I'm looking through the deck. So here you see one,
Yep.
and it's not the enchanted.
No, I know.
So you see, here's the second. I couldn't go like full 4 because I had like a lot of top end stuff. I was going with the Robin Shift line and the Beast, so I couldn't go.
That's
full
one of
on
the surprising things, though. They fully abandoned the Robin Shift line.
which I think is kind of a mistake. In my opinion, it was still really good this weekend.
I feel like they were going for there's not going to be any steal they had to play against, and they had to deal wide aggro boards,
Yeah.
which, like, this does a much cleaner job of answering a wider board.
Exactly. But that's the thing. Like, this kind of strengthens.
Will wants to know who won the case.
So it was a split case, so it's not a winner case. So I think the final was just split between, if I'm correct, it's Tristan Daoust, a player from Montreal, and Kyle Hooper, who's the guy from Face to Face. And they split about a box each, if I remember correctly.
Mo Shamblin. To answer your question, Camille, by the way, we said it earlier, there's a link to a Google spreadsheet in the description with every single list from Worlds in there in Dreamborn. So that should help. Mo was on a much more, like, he wasn't the aggressive Ember Steel list. With the Rhinos, the Sven, the Plutos, the Vinny. 2 John Silver Ships Cook.
That works.
4 Docks, 1 Desperate Plan. Desperate Plan, man. I have a love-hate relationship with that card.
Yeah, I remember you having this in your sealed deck from
Me
opening
having
weekend.
2 of them.
2 of them, yeah.
And getting stuck with 2 of them in my hand. Luckily, I found, like, it wasn't a Mulan because it's not in the same seal, but something that allowed me to draw in this card, to put 1 in the discard pile and finally be able to cast the second one.
Yeah. But I'm just going to finish my point that I was saying, like, we were talking about, like, this meta being really self-contained with, like, not playing Robin because you want to deal with wider boards and whatnot, which worked for Worlds. But Robin is still a heck of a card in like regular games. Like, it was super
Similarly,
good.
we didn't see a single Calhoun, I think, in Worlds. I don't remember seeing much of her.
No, because people knew that they were not going to really play her. Like, there were a lot of people on Purple Steel.
Yeah.
And there were no Calhouns in Purple Steel. I don't remember if Zach Bivens had some, but I know DKP didn't. And other, like, Purple Steel players were not on Calhoun, which is still a great card that you should be playing if you're playing a lower to the ground steel strategy.
At least for the mirror. Like, at least for the mirror.
Yeah.
Camille, do we have confirmation on that 11K for a whole new world foil? Because I know I saw the asking price for like 10 or 11. I didn't see if it sold. Oh, Zach had 3. Jacob was saying.
Okay.
Let's check. Curious.
So, like, I heard through the vines that someone was willing to ask 5K for it initially, and maybe.
Oh yeah, he had 3.
Yeah. And, like, I heard through the grapevines 5K for the whole new world. Obviously, someone put the one at 10 on eBay. I think it was eBay.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Like, they're gonna be, like, if you think about it, these cards are a lot more limited as of now than, like, Golden Mickeys and stuff like that. So, but it's still weird to me that it goes to fetch about the same price as the Golden Mickey, which is supposed to be like the super premium card.
And it's we don't know what the supply for a whole new world is. We know they distributed it right now.
But, like, it might also be the card for next year's Worlds.
Exactly. That's my point.
Yeah. So, like, that's the thing. We don't know, like, for DLC promos, that's the thing that we knew this weekend.
Oh, sold on Whatnot?
On Whatnot, yeah. One.
Okay.
So, and that's the thing, like, we saw with some
I'll trust Facebook.
Sure. That's the thing we saw with the announcements. Like, the DLC promos are now done and gone for the ones from season 1. We have a full new batch, which we will tackle in our talking video.
In our talk about the worlds and the announcements.
Yeah, but, like, the only one from season 1 that you can still get at the prize wall now is going to be the non-foil Let It Go, which they kind of forgot to do during season 1. I just feel like they just forgot to do it, and now
it's very possible it's a genuine they forgot about it.
Yeah, so now it's going to be available as a non-foil at the prize wall, which I want to grab one. Like, I got a total of 3 of them during the season 1, but, you know, they were going for, like, I saw the first one, like, in the 4 digits, and the other 2 ones in, like, high 3 digits. So I like.
Sorry.
What?
Will wrote about the DKP post about his graded 10 pristine from CGC. with the obvious comments of, yeah, he went for CGC because they pretty much would guarantee a 10 on this. I have my opinions on grading in general. A car like this is understandable.
Yeah.
The flex with the Chocobo, sure, he has money. We already knew that.
We knew that. Like, he went for all the DLCs. Like, how can I say that? Like, I went for 5 out of the 6 in North America, and the only reason I could afford that is because I sold my Golden Mickey.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm not trying to flex by any means. It's just like I had to earn the right to do that, because if not, I probably would have done like Atlanta, Toronto,
Something like that.
that's about it. And like, again, well, I will have to think about which ones I want to do this year for, because now there are a lot less in North America.
Yeah, and they're not as drivable for us. One of them kind of is.
Yeah. Anyway, all of this we've been teasing
We're
about.
recording on Thursday and should be out on Friday probably.
Yeah, if you want to know our opinions about the whole announcement, because there was a whole lot announced on the stream this weekend, and people have a lot of opinions, and like I think I'm close enough to a good percentage of like the competitive scene to be able to talk for like the more competitively inclined players.
So to travel to several DLCs, if you want to be frugal about it, so say you're traveling with friends to share the Airbnb, the cab rides, all of that, and you're really like going in, eating cheap, doing the event, it's probably $300 to $400 like Canadian just for the airfare if you have low airfare for anything in North America.
It's generally going to be more around 500
Well,
CAD.
now that we have like a lot of headway, it's
Oh yeah, yeah.
like, because I looked, like it's $250 to go to Milwaukee.
and
right now.
for those destinations in particular.
Yeah. Like going to Chicago, because
Yeah.
so let's say Montreal, Chicago right now is $250.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw
So-
that too.
But usually, let's say 400 is conservative about what that's going to cost.
And it's more like by experience, I'm telling you, it's
Yeah,
usually
yeah.
more.
But like in this case, we have advanced knowledge. We have stuff. So let's say 400.
400
Then you have
hotel rooms or the Airbnb. This is
like
wider.
Airbnb usually can be 100 a night. So that's like 300 to 400 because
Yeah.
you're arriving a day before and leaving on the Monday because in case you win.
Yeah.
So Friday, so like
Arriving
Friday
on
night, Saturday night, Sunday night, so that's 300. We're at 700. And then let's
Eating.
let's say eating, transport, and everything, $100, give or take. And then you have the event, which is 50 USD, so like 75.
50, 60, and eating is more than that for the whole weekend.
Yeah.
Just $100
Well,
bucks.
if you want to eat instant ramens and like,
Sure.
I'm just talking about like straight
Yeah.
minimum.
So
For about 1,000, you haven't done any side event. You haven't really done much. So if you wanted, and that's locally. If you're someone like DKP in Europe, and you do 6 North American trips, and then the trip to 7
Australia.
because he did the Continentals, and then the trip to Australia, like he's probably in the 10 to 15K range for last year. Mm-hmm. This year, if he wants to do like China, Japan, Brazil, like that's going to be a $30,000-$40,000
which
on top of having the vacation time to do so.
which he kind of like. The thing is, which he kind of has
Now he
that
has, yeah.
that he won the world champs.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? I'm talking about instant ramen. You're not gonna win eating instant ramen and like drinking Gatorade.
You're not. No, so that's the thing. Like, if you want, from my own experience, I always plan for like 1.5 to 2K per trip, and this is like being really comfortable. Like, I go for hotels instead of Airbnbs. I have my story with Airbnb, so if I'm the one planning the trip, it's gonna be hotels, not Airbnb. And then like we always like going for like a nice restaurant at least on a Saturday, just so to celebrate.
Yeah.
Either if we did good or bad, it's nice to be with friends and to sit down at a nice restaurant and like have a nice evening, you know.
And completely not related to that, but since I'm handling it, I wanted to share it because it's my cool discovery of the day. I realized that those little boxes, because we're doing 3-deck constructed more and more often, and it perfectly fits 3 fully sleeved decks, single or double sleeved, and that's probably what I'm going to be using them much more for, is when we're planning our 3 decks constructed, just putting the 3 decks in there, easily reachable, and like if I'm going if ever there are 3-deck constructed tournaments, it's a good way to just pack it all up in one. It's a cool card box. I'm not using them much for actual storage because it's still fairly limited in the amount of cards you can put in there.
But Nick, where can you get those boxes?
At your local league, by playing and having fun, and sometimes they're won by actual winning. Sometimes they're
Depending how your
giveaway
league
prizes.
handles it.
But yeah, these little boxes, like I have to say that the build quality is fairly good.
It's very good. Like I like having them just as like decoration and for smaller storage for like my promos and whatnot. So
Yeah, we don't really see them in the background, but we're at 3 right now.
yeah, and the weirdest thing is like they didn't go in actual ink color. Like,
They started in actual ink color.
Yeah, they started with yellow and then purple, and then they went straight to red. Where's green? Where's green?
They wanted to put Prince John on it, and then someone just said, "Yeah, red it is."
Yeah, we're gonna wait for Fable to be the green one. We don't have nice green cards. They could have put like the chunky Peter Pan.
Yeah,
That would have been a great green box.
I mean they could have. No, they're not doing dual ink yet, because I would have said like the Pirate King hook would have been great.
Yeah.
And we were on a trip yesterday. Went to see a show in Montreal.
Yep.
And while we were in Laval, there's a Lego store in Laval. And we found a Lego we didn't know existed that's going to come in the background fairly soon. So I don't know if you've seen, there's like the big Dalmatian puppy
Yeah.
that you can do like 3 or 4 different puppies with it. Mm-hmm. Similar to how they did the small Simba,
Simba and
they
the
also
big
did
one.
the small pair. So you have,
Really?
I think it's Lucky and...
Patch.
No, not Rosie.
Rolly.
Rolly. It's not Rolly.
Rolly is the chunky
No,
one.
no, it's not Rolly. It's Lucky and... Dang, I can't remember. But there's like a pair of small Lego puppies. So we got it, obviously.
Oh yeah, they're
So it's going to
super-
be somewhere.
They're super cute. Like
Tiz
I-
didn't have time because she wanted to put it on, like, at your spot. Because she knows how much you love puppies.
I do love puppies. I also love Lego.
Yeah, but no, we meant like playing the puppies.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, and I'm just excited to see, like you're talking about decorating. I'm excited to not record sitting on my bed anymore for our talking things.
Yes.
To record in my actual office.
Is your space ready now?
No.
Okay.
No.
One of these days.
Maybe one day. And like I bought, like you're talking about Lego. I bought the 100 years of Disney with like the
Yeah,
Mickey with the spread
Yes,
hands
yes.
and whatnot. I also added like actual Lego minifigures, the one from the blind bags,
Yes.
on that, because like they put Sebastian and Flounder,
Uh-huh.
but Ariel wasn't in there, and I was like, so I just like hung Ariel by a wave, like she's kind of swimming in there.
I'm trying to remember because we saw that one yesterday, and Kiddo just watched it and said like, "Look, there's this character. I don't remember which one, but like a really random character." We were like, "There's Bruno. There's the Bruise. There's like a million, and that's the one you're pointing to."
Well, so for the Lion King, it's Simba. For Beauty and Beast is Belle. So this is fine.
Yeah.
These are the main characters. Oh, it's for Pinocchio because I
I think it was Geppetto.
yeah, because I had to add Jiminy Cricket and
Yeah.
Pinocchio in there.
So he was like, "Oh look, Geppetto's right there," and we're like, of all the characters in that scene, Geppetto's the one you're spotting.
The thing is, like, Pinocchio and Jiminy Cricket are blind bag characters.
Yes, I know.
So that they couldn't. Well, they could have done them again, but
While we're talking about this, they also had an exclusive that we did not get because money's a thing.
oh, really?
Yeah. But I don't know if you remember that they did the Cinderella castle, like the Disney World castle, like the $400 full size, decorated inside and everything.
Are you talking about the Beauty and Beast?
Yeah,
one?
the Beauty and the Beast one.
It's
It
so
is
nice.
gorgeous.
Yeah. Because for those who don't know, I was working at the Lego store before working
Yeah.
on my at my actual job, which was an extension of a card store.
Long story.
Long story short, and like that's my other jam, and like I'm really plugged in on like all the news of that, and like I've been itching to get the Beauty and the Beast castle.
I
'cause
hadn't seen the news about the Beauty and the Beast one, so when we came face to face with it, I was like, "Oh,
It's very nice. Like I don't know if you saw the play functions at the
I
back.
did.
Okay, it's great. It's just a great set.
Although I thought LeFou was just Lumiere transformed back into a human. The LeFou minifig is,
It's but the other ones are really good.
The
like,
other ones are really good.
Like even the Beast, like I didn't know how they wanted to do him to be able to transform him, and it just greatly handled.
The wardrobe is great. Like all the transform characters are really good.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think we've rambled long enough. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. Any parting words before we tell people that we're recording on Thursday, so expect an episode on Friday for our views on the worlds. We have a lot of backed content for practicing that we did with Patrick and Pierre-Marc. We have 3D constructed. We have super sealed. Those are going to be, at some point, I'm going to have time to edit them and release them. The games with Pat might just be put as is. We'll let you know. But lots of cool world stuff coming in the upcoming weeks.
Additionally to our weekly stream that
Of
we're
course.
gonna play, we're gonna tackle stuff. Set championships are coming up.
I was about to say, like, next week we're probably going to start doing 3D constructed-ish versions, but not so much targeted at doing the 3D constructed as much as trying to figure out what we're going to play for set championships and what works and what doesn't.
Actually, we can still keep that formula, but we would have to do it as the world's finals.
Yes.
As a best of five. Like, so
Exactly.
we both bring 3 decks to the table, and then we can kind of crisscross the matchups.
Yep.
So
Probably how we're going to do this. And, oh, one question before we leave. A lot of... I don't want to say unanswered question, but a lot of hypotheticals were tested this weekend. We got to see which is better between the DKP Blue-Red and the Sailor Blue-Red. We got to see a few of those, but what was your favorite deck from the weekend? Like, what's the deck that you were like, okay, this is my jam?
I mean, like, I had to go with like the Ed Chu Steel Song, because like it's really kind of my jam, and that's the thing was about this in the semifinals, the other guy didn't ban it, and I was just like,
It was like, the game was over in 3 minutes.
he just like mind controlled him all the way. It was just like, like he soul read him and just like, I'm going to play this. It's my good matchup. Changing decks, still my good matchup. Swept the floor in like 20 something minutes. I don't know.
I'm not even sure it lasted 20 minutes.
Probably not. Like people were putting up memes of Ed like, I'm not paid by the minute.
Ed had other places to be. That's all I have to say about this.
Oh yeah. This weekend he like, again, congrats to DKP for winning, but Ed had a spectacular showing.
Yeah.
Like I was so impressed. He put on a true clinic on what it is to be a great.
Head Chew in his stare. Yes. Ed was... I've never seen a guy unfazed. Well, there were a lot of like unfazed guys over there, but
Ed was really something else.
You have to watch more Magic content. You would see those guys. Sometimes they have like don't want to say the serial killer eyes, but just like the like soul wall eyes.
Yeah.
And just like unfazed by like there could be bombs going beside them and just like nothing.
For me, like Ed Chu's deck, Ed Chu's trio of deck, I have to say, was really, really nice. I loved his. I mean, it's the pairings that I played for our first three
Yeah.
that constructed. I'm really curious to see his Emerald Amethyst discard list. Well, that's the thing. It's tempo-y with a bit of discard.
But it's like I always made aware of that list like late in set 7.
Uh-huh.
And it's really good. Like everything's evasive in there. I played against it like last weekend, and it's so hard to deal with when the other guy has like 5 characters in play and they're all evasive, and you're just like, how do I deal with this?
Yeah, like I think that's the one I'm probably gonna change one of my decks to B to try. But the rest we'll see. I've started analyzing a lot of the lists that we've had in preparation for our talk. The only thing I could say is the strategy of being able to ban decks really warped a lot of those decks. And it's a real headache trying to look at them in the context of, okay, set championships are coming. Is there anything to be taken from that?
Yeah, take it with a grain of salt. Like the steel decks, I can confidently say is something that you might just bring to set championship, and you're kind of fine. Just think about some of the choices in case they did like, oh, I'm trying something just in that specific meta.
Yeah.
But then for the lesser known decks, think about it. Like if you want to play blue red items, the sailor list, be wary of Chernodogs. Chernodogs is still a deck that wasn't really played this weekend, but is still
Very much a deck you're going to see at your local
yeah.
tournaments.
Like people should be playing it. It's one of the good aggro decks.
I mean, it's the deck that beat Patrick when I was practicing with
Yeah.
him. It's the one deck that I took and just
Steamrolled.
well, not steamrolled. He still won one, but
You understand what I mean?
won the best of 3 with. Anyways, thanks for being here. Thank you guys for being here. Always fun to chat with you, and we'll see you. Well, we'll see you on Friday, but we'll see you live next Monday. And until then, keep questing.